Crystal Palace fans are starting to enjoy this season again, and Oliver Glasner has been showing how good he is over the last few months after a rocky start to the campaign, which was understandable due to a very dysfunctional summer. Despite all the positives, there is one thing that the Eagles are struggling to get right this season, and that is our home form. This is a big worry, but do not fear, Crystal Palace fans, as I have the perfect tactical solution to solve all of these issues. Do not worry. Welcome back to Luke Talks Palace, where today I'm chatting all about Crystal Palace's poor home form and working out how we can solve all of our attacking issues at Selhurst Park. As always, if you are new here and if you enjoy the content, please feel free to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube or follow if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Like and comment on the video. Let me know what more content you'd like to see. So let's dive into the video and discuss how Glasner can fix Crystal Palace's home form. Crystal Palace now comfortably sit in 12th, of course, and their last two Premier League fixtures perfectly sum up the campaign. After a great, solid, and somewhat comfortable 2-0 victory away at Old Trafford helped Crystal Palace fans quickly forget about the 2-1 loss at home to Brentford the week prior, in which we looked absolutely lost. Palace have played 12 matches in the Premier League at home so far this season, winning 2, drawing 5, and losing 5. Simply put, if you want to push on, battle top half, it's not good enough, and you need to make Selhurst Park a fortress, which is something that Glasner did do so well towards the end of last season. 5-0 Villa, 5-0 West Ham, perfect examples. 4-0 Man United, how could I forget that? Wins at home so far this season have been against Spurs and Southampton, but they really were not comfortable victories, whilst we failed to pick up points at home to West Ham, Fulham, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Brentford. Draws came against Leicester City, Newcastle, Man United, Chelsea, and Man City. Of course, there are some very tough fixtures here. Of course, I'm not saying we should get points from them all. However, there are some performances like West Ham, Fulham, Brentford, and Leicester, all games which we should be targeting wins at home, which see us sit in the bottom half of the Premier League and not the top. Even our win at Stockport in the FA Cup felt harder than it needed to. We won 1-0, scored in the 4th minute, struggled to get that second goal. It's a bit of a worry that. So, why have we found it so hard to get over the line at Selhurst Park, and why have our victories felt so tough? Let's take a look. At home, the Eagles have conceded 19 goals in 12 games and only scored 11. This is the exact opposite to our away form when we have scored 17 goals and conceded 11. I think there are a few reasons for our poor home form compared to our away form, and it only takes a couple of tactical tweaks to sort out these issues. Let's talk about some of the tactics, and first things first, let's talk about a player who seems to crop up in every video I talk about, no matter what it's about. Daniel Munoz. One huge issue with Crystal Palace this season is we haven't utilised our strengths. There has been countless times this season where Munoz is in acres of space and we don't get the ball to him quick enough. Instead, we simply pass it around the back, creating no threat and being comfortable to play against. We need to move the ball forward much quicker. I have pointed out before in a past video that we need that defender who can play them diagonals like Anderson did, so I won't dive into that again. But if you want to see the ideal defender for a Glasner setup, that we should definitely sign, then please go look at my last video on this channel. For now, we need that quicker transition from defence to attack to come from our midfielders. Currently, Will Hughes is only averaging 4.47 progressive passes per 90. This is passes forward, whilst Lerma is averaging only 4.5 progressive passes per 90. This puts their percentile around 40% when you compare them with players across Europe's top 5 leagues, which is very low. Now, let's bring the first big solution and the perfect fix for Oliver Glasner, Adam Wharton. Wharton's return will be a huge way in which Glasner can fix Palace's home form. Wharton this season has managed an impressive 6.73 progressive passes per 90, which puts his percentile around 80%. So you can see that huge increase already from the other two midfielders we currently have in our team. Hughes and Lammer are great defensively, but progressively, they're not as good. And that is not slating either of them at all. It's just their strengths come elsewhere. I literally don't even need the stats to prove this to you. We literally saw what Wharton brings in terms of the speed from defence to attack with his pass to Sarr in the build-up to our second goal against Man United. Wharton's return is the big fix for Glasner, but this has to be combined with a slight tactical change. Nothing to do with the formation, but with the pace. The back line needs to be passing in between the lines more, getting it to Wharton and pushing up forward quickly. For all those who watched the Doncaster game, of course a huge victory, but you could see the difference Wharton brings to our midfield already. When he receives the ball, even when he's facing our own goalkeeper, he will immediately try to turn around and change the pace so quickly. He will immediately try and turn around and pass it forward. That is such a big tool that he has. He is so good at it. For me, he is world class at it. And if I'm even stretching it, for me, it was something that England missed at the Euros. I don't know why he didn't get any minutes. Wharton is such a good midfielder. He's defensively so good, but when it comes to the way he can change the speed of defense to attack, it is genuinely ridiculous. He sees options before they've even become available, and it really, really helps us become so much more of an attacking threat. There's one other big reason as to why we are struggling at home, and that is due to the fact that teams around us in the table tend to sit back, give us more possession, and allow us to control the ball more at home. This is because they know at this current time we are not a threat until we're either in behind the defence with players like Sarr who really are quick, or at set pieces where we become an absolute ridiculous threat this season. We are so lethal in the counter attack and getting in behind, so that's why teams want to step back, especially when they're playing against us at Selhurst Park. They may not do this as much away from home, and that's why we're seeing the kind of change in results from away to home. The way to change this and make us still a threat when teams are sitting back is to bring Mateta's physique more into the game in the final third. Let him play off the pace of Sarr, who can run in behind. Wharton will indeed help this as well, but you're probably noticing the big tool I believe can fix Palace's home form, and that is speed. Improve the pace of attack, get opposition opponents on the counter, and run at their defenders. When we do this, we are terrifying for other teams, and this pace from defence to attack has been a huge reason for a lot of our away goals. Mateta beat West Ham, Mateta beat United, Sarr beat Villa, Mateta beat Leicester, just to name a few. Away from home, Glasner tends to have the team set up as more of a counter-attacking outfit, which works perfectly, but sadly we cannot do this at home when teams want us to have all the possession. This is when we end up just passing it around the back. How can Oliver Glasner fix Crystal Palace's home form this season? Speed, precision, and Adam Wharton. That is what we need to be doing now. We cannot be just passing it around the back needlessly, because it is not going to help us at all at home against Premier League teams who have such a good defensive setup. That was literally the reason for us struggling so much against Brentford. So much the ball, didn't want to do anything with it. As I said, Wharton is key to this. This is the perfect time to have Wharton back, and it's the perfect team to test this against. Everton. They will sit back. They're on good form at the moment, but they will sit back. Palace need to not be as fearful as they are when it comes to creating. We need to just take that pass, get it forward, and stop just turning around and passing it back to our defenders or our goalie. Anyways, let me know if you enjoyed this video. You guys are absolutely loving the content at the moment, and the support is massively appreciated. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of what I've been saying in this video. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Let me know. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We have absolutely smashed 500 subs, so I'm sending all my thanks to all who enjoy this content. If you're listening on Spotify, as always, any follows or 5-star reviews are massively appreciated. I will see you later. Up the Palace.